Pledge of Allegiance since we are not together, but we will begin with the roll call, and in the absence of our secretary, I'll ask Mary Jo to fill in and call the roll. And when you answer, when you respond, please indicate your location.
Havets,
Here and in Sumter Township.
Dawson,
I'm here in Belleville.
Jariga,
I'm here and I live in the city of Belleville.
Peters.
Here in Van Buren Township.
Okay. And Hughes Grubbs is trying. Priest I haven't heard from. Stoudemire I haven't heard from.
We will check in with our absent members. Everybody's been doing a really great job of keeping up with us, but these are difficult times, and I hope Alma will be able to join us. Our next item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Jariga and supported by Dawson that our agenda be approved. Before I call for a vote, is there anything, any changes or concerns about the agenda, any that we need to address? Seeing none and hearing none. All those in favor, signify. We need to do a
Roll call.
So we'll
Okay.
have a roll call vote to approve the agenda.
Okay. Chahavets,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Jariga,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes. The agenda passes, the approval of the agenda passes with no dissenting votes. Now we want to approve the January 12th regular meeting minutes. And we'll have to have a roll call vote for that, but first we need a motion.
So moved.
Alma, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Good. And we've had Mary Jo filling in, doing all this roll calling. I'll let her do the roll. Oh, first of all, we're at the point of the meeting minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Okay.
I'll second.
Who moved?
John.
Moved.
Oh, John, Jariga, moved by Jariga and supported by Dawson to approve the minutes from the January 12th meeting. Are there any comments or questions before we call for the vote? Hearing none, we'll take a roll call vote for the minutes.
Okay. Peters,
Yes,
Dawson,
Yes.
Jehevitz,
Yes.
Jariga,
Yes.
Stoudemire.
She's not here yet.
he's absent,
Okay. Okay.
and so is Priest.
Okay. And Hughes Grubbs, yes.
Good. The minutes have been approved with no dissenting votes. Now we're at the item of public comments.
Before we do that, Alma, where are you
Oh,
attending the meeting from? What location?
Oh, Van Buren Township.
Thank you.
Mhm.
good. Mary Jo keeps us I guess that has to be done with these virtual meetings. So Mary Jo is keeping us to the task. Now
Right.
we're at the point of public comments, and we do have members of the public. Is there any member of the public that wants to speak at this time? Okay, hearing none, we will move to our committee reports. And so, as is customary, we will start with the building committee, which has had a meeting, and we'll hear about it from Joy.
Okay, we still have one pole that's not gonna ever come down. One,
Three polls.
well, okay, so they haven't come, the one is holding up everything. There's a power supply that used to feed the old Comcast lines, and it's still there. AT&T can't switch over until that's down, and Dean is wrestling with
Everybody.
everybody. Yep.
I have an update on that.
Yay.
It looks like DTE did the thing that they needed to do.
Oh,
AT&T will be next on the list to finish that up.
Yay.
so
Progress.
then all we have to do is wait for AT&T?
I believe so.
Oh, boy. Well, maybe those silly polls will get out of there sometime before the rest of you turn gray.
The safety line people for the live roof were supposed to come out today. Did they come out?
Yes, they did.
And did you learn to put your harness on?
I did.
So that you can be safe when you're up there weeping the roof and taking care of the bees and wind sailing?
Except I told him that I wasn't allowed on the roof, so. But I can direct other people.
We still don't have a certificate of occupancy, and haven't seen paperwork from Hennessy, and so there was going to be some nudging to Rick Rutherford at the city.
And that was the final C of O.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? The city of Belleville currently doesn't have a manager, is that correct?
That's correct.
So when we're trying to nudge Rick Rutherford, is there any staff that we go through? I always used
The
to.
chief of police is in charge until they hire somebody.
So we may have to go to the chief of police. I always had to go to Diana before to get things finalized. So let's keep up with that. And if we're still in that, we will have to work through the intricacies of Belleville, and perhaps I will refer to some of our Belleville members. But I thank you for that anyway, Mary Jane.
Mhm.
Okay, sorry, Joy.
That's okay. Then it's a lot of little stuff. Dean needed to show Jason how to change the drinking fountain filters. The children's garden door key needed a part swapped out. They needed the key. Dean needed to bring back the key for the flagpole. Security exits are having a lighting problem, I believe. The donor wall was halfway finished. A cable broke on it. Gasser was being contacted regarding the stack lighting for the shelves so they can stay on longer. So not the shelf and they go out. It was a lot of miscellaneous stuff. One important thing, they're working on the TRESPA calculations, which is that surface that is covering everything on the outside round section, which was not done right. So they're redoing that, and they needed the calculations.
I have one additional thing to something you just said. The donor wall problem that was existing when we met was actually being fixed during that day. And so now the donor wall is up and full. It's all the names are on it, and it looks really good. And so I'm hoping that soon we can, the people that are listed on it and all the rest of the people can see our our full donor list. And that's really good.
Okay. Accent, they were gonna add accent paint for the quiet study rooms. There was some back and forth about that. Everyone agreed on on the skylight blue, I believe. And lastly, Dean and Long Mechanical were going to be on site to finish up the plans for the COVID-19 HVAC changes.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question. Do we have an official agreement with the city about the parking lot?
We're supposed to.
Yeah, but that wasn't my question. Do we?
Well, we made an agreement.
No, I'm talking about it. It's in writing on a piece of paper typed up. It's signed by both entities. Do we have that?
I think it was part of our initial, our
Right.
agreement to, when we swapped land and all of that.
Okay.
And I think that was
Included
handled by
maintenance.
John Day.
And it outlines who's responsible for snow removal and all of that kind of stuff, and who would be responsible for any improvements to the lot in the future.
Right.
So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was covered.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the building committee report? Good. The rest of these should move very quickly, but thank you very much, Joy, for keeping up and for taking notes at the and MJ also for attending all those meetings, and I have attended almost all of them. And can you all still hear me?
Yeah.
My okay, my internet thing always flashes something at me. Anyway, we'll move quickly. John, the bylaws committee.
I have nothing.
John. Okay, the finance committee, Tanya Stonemeyer isn't here. We don't have a formal finance committee report, and you have nothing extra on that issue, do you, Mary Jo?
No.
Okay, then no report. Marketing, Alma, do you have anything? I know marketing hasn't met yet, and I think we're moving ahead on the things that we had. And I see Alma's, anyway, hopefully she can hear us. Personnel committee, there is no report, and Linda is not here. Policy committee, Mary Jane,
I don't have anything this time.
no report. And goody, this is what I've been wanting to get to. We have the art committee, and instead of me and Mary Jane having to tell you what the art committee has been doing, we have the leader of our art committee, and this community is really very fortunate. I want to make my introductions properly. Michelle Montour, who everybody in the library work knows, has chaired that committee, but the committee is made up of wonderful people. Barbara Miller is on it, but especially we've had activity lately from John Doug Peters, who is a real jewel in this community. We thank John Jariga for bringing him on, and he's been working with Michelle, and I'd like to hear their report. So you can unmute Michelle and tell us what you have for art committee report.
Hold on.
There you go.
There I am. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So the committee met on January 21st via Zoom. And one of the things that we discussed was the placement of the Fred's portrait and the Depot portrait and the old library. And we are recommending that those 3 paintings go outside the boardroom where the track lighting has been installed. We think that'll be a perfect place for it, with maybe some little plaques. In fact, Doug and I went, when was it? I think the Tuesday after that meeting, we went to do some measuring because we were We are recommending a hanging system, which we're not quite there to recommend to the board yet for purchase, but we did some measuring to like where we think the rail needs to be hung and what type of vertical hanging devices we should get and how many devices we should need for, you know, hanging, you know, like hanging our artwork. So, but once we get all that together, then I'd like to present it to the board for consideration. But getting back to the 3 paintings outside of the boardroom, while we were measuring, Doug and I went and Mary Jo shared the paintings with us, and I got to see Fred's portrait all redone and looking fabulous. So that was a real joy. But Doug recommended that we consider framing of the railroad depot painting, even though it's wrapped and it's painted, for the trio to look, you know, complement one another. He suggests that we consider framing that with a similar frame. So he volunteered to go look for a frame, which he called me today to tell me that he found something he thought would be suitable, and he has purchased it.
Yeah,
And he would like to bring it in. Yes, I thanked him very much, and he said he would like to, you know, like present it or let the board decide if they like it or not. And if the board decides that it's not suitable, then he's just going to keep it. He's perfectly fine with that. But I also believe that I think it would make the trio more cohesive if they had similar frames. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it would really look professional, you know? So anyway, that moving forward with that, I'm sure he'll bring it in once the library's open again and leave it with Mary Jo, and then you guys can see it at your next meeting or however, you know, and then I'm sure he'll take care of getting it framed also. We wouldn't have
That's
to worry
great.
about that. Yeah, I'm
Great.
volunteering him.
He's-
You know,
He's been just fabulous. And he knows so
Yes,
much.
he
He's
has.
been such a great resource.
yes, which brings me to our committee technically has all the positions have expired because it started in 2018 and they were 2- and 3-year terms, which we could all do a second term if we wanted to. So I have put an email to the committee asking for input, because when we met, we had thought we would ask the board to extend this term by a year, okay, and then start all over again. And what I thought we would do is just have everybody do a second term. If you were a 2-year, you do another 2 years. If you were a 3-year, you do another 3 years. And then, like MJ just responded to me today, she'd be happy to stay on until 2024. I'm happy to stay on to 2024. But I need to hear from the full committee, the voting committee, not John. I know you participate in it, but you're not actually a voting member.
Yep.
So I just want to get everybody's input, and then I will write something up for the board and see what you guys think with that.
I think
Okay.
I'm ex officio, but I think Alma, you're a member. Alma, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. I was on Zoom and I don't think anyone could see me or hear me, so I went
Right.
back to the phone
Good.
and I'm trying to reconnect to
Okay.
to Zoom. But I did hear what you said, and I'm willing to
Okay.
serve additional time.
I don't know. You did.
Hello?
You're willing to do an additional term,
Yes.
Elma? Okay, let me
Yeah.
mark that down. Okay. But on a little sad note is that Doug does not want to be a voting member anymore. He wants to stay on the committee as a consultant,
Oh,
but he would prefer not to be a voting member of the committee, which means that the board needs to recommend another artist. And I reached out to Tim Marsh, and they're thinking about moving to Ludington, so he's not available. I've thought about Kim Ench, which is Jean Morris's daughter, right? But I was also thinking it might be nice to have another male artist, you know, that it wouldn't be, anyway, but I'm open to suggestions and I'm happy to reach out to the artists to invite them. But based on the policy that was approved by the board, it is the board that needs to recommend the artists, not the chair. So if you guys can think of somebody else, I'm sure Doug will be available, but if we want to continue moving forward, we really should have another artist as a voting member.
Does Doug have any suggestions?
You know what, he didn't, but you know what, I should press him a little bit and see if he would recommend somebody that he might. That's a good suggestion. I'll call him. Okay?
Does
I'll do
perhaps the
that.
Arts Council might have some
Okay.
suggestions too? Maybe? Of local
Green
artists?
Baca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could ask Barbara. Let me ask Barbara too.
Okay.
I'll
Barbara,
ask
On this,
Barbara.
Barbara's on
He's
here.
moving, Deb.
Right, but no, but she wouldn't be on as an artist. What
No,
I'm
but I
saying
mean-
is that what you're suggesting is
No, I mean, she's on the phone, at our meeting, I think. Can you hear us, Barbara?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh, Barbara.
Yes.
There you are.
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
I
I
think
didn't
that
realize she
in
was.
terms of my staying on the board, I think I have to go back to Baca because I'm a representative of Baca and someone else may want to serve.
And do
Oh,
you have
okay.
any ideas about
That's
an
true.
artist who might want to serve?
Yeah.
Not offhand. Why don't Baca's meeting is tomorrow evening? Why don't I ask there?
Good.
Oh, great.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay. Great. And then the only other thing I want to share is that I've been working with Mary Jo and Hillary on a new logo for the library, and I think we're getting close to sharing something with the marketing team.
Good.
Are you agreeing with me, Mary Jo?
Yes.
Not sure. So, yeah, we're on round 4, so we're working on it. So we're hoping to have something to show soon, and then so at least that part can move forward.
She even put that in her written
Okay.
report, Michelle, so she really does agree that you're getting close.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Good. Well, we really appreciate it. That's a big
Okay,
step.
that's my report.
Yeah. Michelle, do you need this board to approve the recommendation for the placement
Oh,
of?
wait a minute, hang on, my mini just went crazy.
Okay.
Hang on.
I see-
There you are.
Okay.
There you are. Do you need
Okay.
us to approve the,
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. So,
Hi.
Hi,
oh,
Linda.
hi, Linda. I
Hi.
told you, oh, no, she didn't, it's just a half an hour. Linda is
I
here.
was. Hi. How is everybody?
Good, good.
Doing well. I bet you're doing better with your grandbabies. Oh, there you are.
Yeah. And I actually got scheduled for the shot for Thursday. I couldn't get it
Wow.
up in Michigan,
Ooh,
but I have it. So,
Wow, that's great.
nice.
Great.
it's kind of hectic though, because my
Yeah.
daughter-in-law is training in Chicago, so we have the
Linda in
baby.
Texas is getting the shot Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Well,
it's been
Linda,
hectic.
we're in the midst of the art committee report.
Okay.
We're really glad that you joined us.
Linda,
Glad to be here. Sorry I'm late.
That's
Linda,
okay.
where are you meeting from? Where are you meeting us from?
Dallas.
Dallas, all right.
Yeah, time change. Very
Yeah.
confusing.
I said, I told you guys.
Yes. And we just got here on Saturday and we're just still discombobulated. So, is everything all right with the COVID? Just to update me.
Well, wait just a minute until we're finished with the art
Yeah.
committee.
Okay. Thank you for
Yeah.
indulging me.
That report hasn't come
Rachel, I'm
yet.
sorry, what were you asking?
Our question was whether you needed the board, and I think we're supposed to, the board should formally respond to the art committee's recommendation about the hanging of the paintings of
Yes,
Fisher and the other historic paintings.
the other, yes, correct.
So
Yes.
can we have a motion on
Yes.
that? Mary Jean?
Motion to approve the suggestions by Michelle and Doug. He has too many names as to where the three paintings should hang outside the boardroom.
Been moved
Yeah.
by Dawson and
I'll second.
supported by Linda Priest, who's on the record at the meeting. And is there any further discussion on that? Then we have to, because it's a virtual meeting, we have to take a roll call vote on everything. And I'm not sure if Alma can do the roll call. I think we'll go with Mary Jo.
Okay. Chehevitz?
Yes,
Chehev- okay.
yes.
Way. It's
Okay.
got to be there.
Lawson?
Yes.
It's,
Should have been 6:30.
Hughes Grubbs? Hughes
Alma?
Grubbs? I think we
7:30.
lost her again.
oh,
Hughes
We need
Grubbs?
Alma on her phone again.
Okay. Jariga?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
And Priest?
Yes.
Let me just try
So
one more time.
we have sufficient votes to pass the recommendation from the art committee. And we really do appreciate the report from the art committee. Is there anything else in the report, Michelle?
No, that's it.
Well,
So
that
thank
was
you
good.
so much for letting me share that information with you.
It was very helpful. Mary Jane?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you need any approval from us regarding the length of service?
Oh,
We need to
No, not yet, because I haven't heard back from everyone.
Okay.
okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so we'll just, if we can just wait on that one, because I
that's
want to
fine.
make sure everybody agrees to one way or the other, and then I can let you guys approve it or not approve it.
Okay.
Okay,
I apologize for not getting back.
thank you. Thank you, MJ. All right, I'm gonna sign off.
Thank you so much. And
No.
Thank you.
that was a very interesting
Thank you.
report.
Okay, hope to see you all soon.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Okay, bye.
Aye.
Okay, that takes care of our committee reports. And now we are,
Oops.
there's an echo.
We're being invaded by Martians.
It sounds- it
Hang on,
sounds like
we're-
Martians. Um,
Oh, shoot.
We're at approval of accounts payable.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable as presented.
I'll second.
Been moved by Dawson and supported by Chehevitz that we approve the accounts payable as presented. It was a pretty long list. We've been, despite all the other things, we've actually been taking care of a lot of business in the library. Any questions before we take the vote?
Yeah, I have a question. The hoopla payment, how long is that?
Hold on, we're having difficulties with, okay. Alma's trying to connect again, so we're having some echoing. Okay, go ahead, MJ.
Okay, so the hoopla payment was $5,000. Is that
Mhm.
like for a year or a month?
In between those two time periods,
Okay. So like a 6-month payment?
it'll probably be about 6 months, I think. We're-
Okay, I didn't know if maybe I should cut down on my hoopla to
No.
save money or
No,
we're good.
we've been really kind of blowing out the stops with Hoopla because a lot of people are doing online.
Right.
I see. I guess.
I've been
that makes
using
sense.
it and it's really very good.
Mhm.
I've been casting some videos and it's wonderful. You can only do 6 at a time in a month, but
Right.
it's very
Mhm.
nice.
It's an excellent service.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay, Alma, if you can hear us, if you close out of your computer and just have your phone, try that. Okay.
Your, Alma, can you hear us? Your phone is on mute. And so is your computer. We'll carry on. It's time for a vote for the,
I've got a question.
okay.
Okay.
John has a question on the accounts payable, right?
Yeah, correct. The WEC snow removal, how much do they charge per moving the snow?
I don't have that on the top of my head. A lot of the expenses with the salt, when they have to salt.
$900 is a lot of money.
We had a lot of individual snowfalls, and it's a big parking lot.
Is there a stipulation on how deep the snow has to be before they plow? Like most contracts?
Yes. They've been doing an excellent job.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But one time they did it, it seemed like it was just a dusting of snow.
I think they probably salted at that point, so.
Another question. It's paying $10,000 for the donor wall. Are they completed?
Yes.
Wait,
Where are you at? Hang on.
second page, item 112,
Yeah,
oh, 21, yeah.
yeah. There might have been other, I'd have to go look at that bill to see if that was all donor wall or if there were other things on there.
Is that donor wall in the front window finished?
Yes.
I find it difficult to accept that without having each one of those categories identified what they mean. It makes no sense to me.
No, I just.
Am I being clear? They've got the different categories,
Yeah.
but the category doesn't say what the category means.
Well, that wasn't the donor wall installers. That was, I think when we were working through that with.
That was a decision as we went through, which I thought was a decision everybody, there is in all our lists, the platinum and the gold and all those different things, there's a certain amount that corresponds with it.
But it doesn't show that.
It is
Right.
not on the plaques.
Right.
And I thought that was intentional.
Yeah, we do have some donors who are a little shy about some of that to some degree. We are going to be.
It's our most generous donors. It's our most generous donors who have been kind of shy about showing how much they've donated. But I do remember discussion, and I thought there was full agreement on that it would not be on those plaques.
I don't remember that.
I don't either.
Perhaps you had the discussion with Dan when it wasn't in a building committee meeting.
Could be. It could be. I don't know, Mary Jo.
Well, it can always, I mean, the building committee can revisit it. It can always be added on to.
Yeah.
I
Why
don't
don't we put it on the
book.
building committee agenda, the next building committee, and we can decide and have the building committee. The building committee is an official committee of the board. We did some of the donor, it is true that some of the donor details were done in a subcommittee that included Jennifer and Dan, and Mary Jo and I at least, and there could have been some things we talked about in there, but thought that I thought we did just like the art committee did. I thought that everything we had decided was affirmed by the building committee, but if you two don't remember it, I don't know. I don't know
I
what,
don't remember it either.
and
Okay.
then the building committee doesn't see. I think we should discuss it. And if the
Yeah.
building committee feels it needs to be changed, we should do it. Or
That $10,000 of the donor committee, what else does that entail besides that window?
I don't have the invoice in front of me, John. I would have to go look at it. Just-
Okay. Seems like a pretty steep amount.
It was an intricate design, so I know that there were some.
They do the,
Mhm.
did they do the plates?
yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
and the,
And the threading of the, they designed it and then the amount that it cost for the materials to be made and all that.
It took a long time to put up too.
okay, we can talk about it at the building committee
We
meeting.
could have that discussed at the building committee because Mary Jo and I would need Dan and Jennifer. We need information from Dan and Jennifer. They were the ones that interacted and did all the stuff. So I think we'll need to have more input. So we'll bring that to the building committee. I appreciate the questions.
And Mary and MJ brought up something very interesting. Again, we're paying quite a bit of money for snow removal in the parking lot. Does the city take ownership of any of that?
No, that is not part of our agreement with the
Right.
city. We pay for all the snow removal. We split, not in half, I think it's 60-40, if I'm remembering right. We split
Mhm.
capital expenses, but not maintenance. That's on the library, and that's how the library wanted it.
Okay. Because Rick Dawson initially came to me and he says, how do you want me to plow that driveway? And I
Rick,
said,
Rick Dawson?
Austin?
no, Rick Rutherford, excuse me. Rick Dawson, where'd that come from?
I was gonna say, is there something I don't know going on around here?
Rick-
Poor Rick
Rick-
Dawson. I
Rick
wouldn't have
Rutherford.
said him.
He-
For a
he-
landscape company?
He thought the city was supposed to plow that. And I says, no, I don't think that's your responsibility. But,
Right.
No,
okay.
it's not.
and I can tell you Rick Dawson probably doesn't remember what I told him.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Not me.
I'm fine.
I think we're ready for the vote. Alma, can you call the roll?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. I'm sorry we didn't
Okay.
get to see your face.
It was a nice
Not a
day.
problem.
It is a nice
Yeah.
face.
Peters,
Yes.
Dawson,
Yes,
Jariga,
Yes.
Jehevowicz, Joy,
Yes, yes.
Priest,
Yes.
okay, and Hughes Grubbs, yes.
Okey dokey. Then the approval of accounts payable has completed with no opposing votes. All those present have voted for it. And we will be taking up the questions that came out of our discussion. We'll be taking up those questions with the building committee. Now we're at the point of the director's report.
All right, well, as you
We have a
know,
written report.
the library had to close on Saturday due to an employee who tested positive for COVID. This employee became symptomatic late Friday night and got a rapid test on Saturday morning. So per our COVID real, per our COVID plan, we had to close down the library. I contacted the Wayne County Health Department to let them know. We had our building deep cleaned and disinfected. I went through and notified any other employee who shared a public service desk shift with that employee so that they were aware of the situation. We're doing all of the right things. We're 6 feet apart and masked up and taking all of the proper precautions and protocol. This is why we have those precautions in place, behind plexiglass, et cetera. So hopefully we've done all the right things and everything should be okay. Knock on wood, I have not, no one else has come down with it yet, but we are going to remain closed until Monday just to make sure that the staff is safe before we start to reopen.
And did you report that the employee's condition?
The employee has a mild case so far, is in good spirits, and so I'm optimistic that everything is okay.
Good.
So I'll probably be checking in with them tomorrow. I don't want to bug them every day, but
Good.
So I have a question.
yeah.
The people that were working with this person, do they have to quarantine for 10 days?
That is up to the health department and contact tracers to contact people that are considered close contacts. To my knowledge, those people have not been contacted yet. However, we are kind of working under that assumption that they need to stay out of the building, for upwards of 14 days, just to make sure.
Do we keep changing every couple of weeks? I'm not sure what the time frame is anymore.
Right. Well, the CDC has shortened the time frame, but there's still a state law that hasn't caught up with that yet.
Okay.
So we're going in an abundance of caution that we're going to keep people out for 14 days.
Are we or can we expect the entire staff to get COVID shots?
I actually shared an article in the board pack about that. The Michigan Library Association is advocating for librarians to be bumped up on the list a little bit for getting priority for COVID shots. That has not happened yet.
That's going to be really hard.
Joy?
Yes.
I can tell from your facial expressions you want to say something.
No, I just, our director actually sent a letter to the Washtenaw County Health Department to try to see if it was possible to get vaccines, at least for our brand, because we're serving the highest number of COVID cases, and those people need service the most. But we're not considered essential.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Even if you were, all the people that are considered eligible aren't able to get it.
Right. Well, yeah, there's that.
So, I saw that in our packet, but I don't know when that will happen.
Yeah.
Mary Jo, have our employees, I know they've stayed out of the building, but have they in the main been staying home? Do you know?
yes, the people I talked to have been isolating.
And the ones in particular that had contact with the employee that.
Right, right.
Yeah. Good.
So the more days that go by, the happier I get.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm still worried because I worry.
And your hope is to open next week?
Yeah, next Monday.
I'm on 4 or 5 lists in Michigan. I heard nothing. I've been here since Saturday and I got called today and made an appointment and I'm going on Thursday. So I don't know why Michigan's
That's
having such a hard
amazing.
time.
I think we're having a harder time in Western Wayne than they are in Washtenaw. And I've been struggling and trying for my husband as well. And so many of us on this board are in the age category that qualifies, and we're not seeing them either.
Right.
So I don't want to have to go to Texas.
That's not the only reason we came here, but it worked out well for us.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's been the thing that's been really pressing. And yeah, the vaccine cannot come soon enough. I also put in your pack our advertisement for LaRon Williams, who's going to be
Yeah.
doing a virtual program for us, virtual story time on Saturday, February 27th. That's at 2 p.m. And
We had him before, didn't we?
Pardon?
Yeah.
We've had him before.
We've
Yeah,
had
he's very
him
good.
before.
I highly recommend him. You can register on our library website for his program. It's for it's for adults and kids who are ages 6 and up. So it's a family program.
Came to my school a couple times while I was teaching, and he was really, the kids were captivated by him.
Yeah.
So
So he's very, very good.
Right.
And I just wanted to report briefly on the Friends had their annual meeting via Zoom, and they elected their slate of officers. The president is Katerina Tyner, vice president Donna Gilkey-Lavin, secretary Rika Regentine, and treasurer Manny Lavin. So I thank them for their service. They're a very good group of people. At their meeting, I thanked them for their moral support. They're always just very supportive of the library.
God bless them all.
Yeah.
I had a question and I forgot what it was.
So, yeah, I think your report, the other parts of your report were pretty much covered in the art committee.
Yeah.
So it's just this COVID. Actually, we've done beautifully to go this long without having to interrupt service, especially since so many libraries haven't given any service at all. So I still commend, and I know Mary Jo's been working, all of us, she's so diligent and she's following the rules, and she doesn't bend them for anyone. So that's keeping us all safe, and I really appreciate it.
Well, and you know, my fears have come true. I always knew that this was a matter of when, not if. It's just, you know, this is a tough opponent we're fighting, and it's pervasive everywhere.
Yeah, also the programs that you gave us we already talked about. So yeah, I think we're good. Any other questions with Mary Jane's report or Mary Jo's report?
Only if I can remember what I forgot, and I don't think it's going to happen until after we adjourn.
If I can remember you all's names, that'd be good too.
did you mention about the picture of the Sumter branch in the newspaper?
Oh yeah. That was kind of funny.
With the nice curls.
Yeah, that's just the way that the snow melts off the. At first, when I saw it, I thought, "Oh no, there's something wrong."
Right, but there wasn't. It was
no,
just,
there's nothing wrong. It's
nature.
just the way it goes.
It was nature.
Yeah. Well, it was publicity. There are those who say that all publicity is good publicity.
Right.
Thank you, Mary Jo. Anything else?
Welcome. That's all.
Okay, well then now we're at the trustee comments. And I'm going to start with Tanya, who's not here. We all know, I think we all noted that Tanya I think Barbara Miller called her a celebrity in our midst.
Yes.
Because she's gotten a big promotion. Now I wonder if that coincides with the fact she's not here with us tonight. I know she's carrying a tremendous load, but we all have to be so proud of her. And, you know, last month she walked us through our audit in a way that was more professional than most of us would have been able to do. She's a great asset to our board. So I was
Yes.
hoping we could all congratulate her and look and see her tonight to do that.
Mhm.
Since she's
I didn't
not
hear
here-
about, I didn't hear about the promotion.
Oh.
I wasn't able to connect.
Oh, I think we sent an email about it, but she was promoted to, she was the budget director, which always sounds like a huge amount of responsibility to me. But now she's been promoted to the deputy finance,
Oh, wow.
deputy chief finance officer.
Oh,
Mhm.
great, great.
And they have a new finance officer because the former finance officer went up to the state of Michigan to become the budget director for the state. So she's working with really high professionals, and she is obviously well regarded. And the write-ups, I'll make sure you get them, Alma. The write-ups were really lovely, and so, yeah, we do have I agree with you, Barbara Miller, we have a celebrity in our midst.
Mhm.
The next, I'll go around, I'll call on you because we're not around a table. So, John, do
Oh,
you
yes.
have comments?
Yeah, my wife and I got a brand new gas stove today. So I celebrated and I made a pasta dish with shrimp. It was wonderful. And I was going to have a glass of wine with it, but I figured, well, we're going to have a meeting tonight. I better not do the wine. I think I made a mistake. I should have had the wine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You made
What kind of stove did you get?
Oh, it's a General Electric gas. I don't know. It's Debbie ordered it. And you know how she is. She's extremely thorough.
Yes.
And she's a great cook. I think you should get the wine and drive around town and bring it to all of us.
You'd have a long way to go for me, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Joy.
I don't have anything tonight.
Well, thank you for being here and helping us along. Next on my board is Linda.
I just want to apologize for being late. Computer issues and the time schedule, the hour difference threw me, but I'm glad I got to see everybody. And we'll be here for 3 weeks because I have to get my second shot.
Ah,
So we're
so now
planning on being here that long, but
you have to stay with your grandbaby even longer. Oh, darn.
yeah. But it's nice seeing everyone. And it was 60 degrees yesterday. I just don't want to brag, but
Yeah, you're missing a lot of cold weather up here.
yeah.
Alma?
Yes. I just want to say I apologize for this issue with the computer because I left my other computer at work. So I'm using a second computer, and hopefully I can come up to the library one day next week and try to get this Zoom set up properly on this other computer. But it's always nice to connect with everyone, and special thanks to, not thanks, but congratulations to Tanya. Very well deserved.
It's amazing, you know.
And last but not least, Mary Jane.
So today is National Pizza Day.
And I had spaghetti.
We were at Costco this afternoon shopping for a few things. And Rick said, let's get a pizza and we'll have wine. I'm like, do you know how big a Costco pizza is? There's like,
Oh, yeah. It's huge.
they're huge. He had to push the box into the oven to keep it warm till we were ready to eat. But anyway, I haven't been reading very much lately. I have been listening to some books, but I've been busy. I am on my third Baby Gan, which is blending.
Oh.
There's a hairstylist at Inspirations Salon, which is on Belleville Road, just across the street from McDonald's. And she put a shout out to people on Facebook. She was looking for people who would knit or crochet very small baby blankets. 18 by 22 inches. And these get donated to a group that is out of Taylor that helps parents who have had preemies who didn't make it, stillborn babies, or babies who have died within their first year of life. And they help them through the grieving process. And so I thought, there's a lot of things I can't do, but I can crochet. So I'm on my third one. I hope to get at least 2 more done before. And I hope they never get used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that there are still people, I know you know this, but there are still people out there who are losing family members who haven't died of COVID.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, and that's something that virtual meetings help you to do your crocheting. Although you could bring it to the library.
Mhm.
Well, that takes care of all the board comments. And I actually have no additional comments. I'm hoping that everybody stays safe and that at some point, all of us are able to get these vaccines and we can come together again. We are joined by Barbara Miller, and who we did hear from a little bit, and I see Rosemary is on here, and we haven't heard from Rosemary, but I bet we'll see some little something in the paper that shows that she has been on top of the whole meeting.
Of course she has.
Yep. With that, I will entertain a motion from Mr. Juriga for him to go start drinking his wine.
Thank you. Madam Chair, I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
I'll second that.
I will second that.
Second.
MJ, you can.
Reported all over the place, and I wish we don't have to do a roll call vote on that. Can we just get off the phone?
No, you have to do a roll call vote. Hey, don't talk to the legislators.
Alma,
They're the ones that figured.
Yeah. Who seconded the motion? Yes, who seconded the
MJ.
motion?
MJ.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Peters,
yes.
Dawson,
Yes.
Juriga,
Yes.
Oh. Jehevitz,
Yes.
Priest,
Yes.
Hughes Grubbs. Yes.
Yippee! Thank you.
Thank you. Night, night.
Thank you. Good night.
You all
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.